Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman lifted the veil from a large karhai full of halwa last Thursday and distributed the dessert amongst Finance Ministry officials and staff. This traditional halwa ceremony marked the beginning of the quarantine period for all those involved in budget-making exercise in order to maintain secrecy. And this quarantine period will culminate tomorrow with yet another unveiling. This time, the union budget document inside the parliament. Expectations are running high from the annual union budget. Not just the industry, but the common man too is looking for some relief. And it found echo in the finance minister's speech a few days ago when she said, "I belong to the middle class and identify myself as middle class so I can understand them." The Modi government has not levied any new tax on the middle class in any budget so far. No tax levied on people who earn a salary up to Rs 5 lakhs. From income tax slabs to government investment in the health and education sectors, and from tax implications on foreign remittances to duties on the hospitality and restaurant sectors, the average citizen's monthly budget is closely tied to the annual union budget. Like every year, the central government this year too invited citizens to share their ideas and suggestions for the upcoming budget on the MyGov website. And this year too, most of these citizen suggestions were on income tax cuts. People asked for tax exemptions on transactions conducted through digital modes of payments. There were even suggestions to scrap the minimum alternate tax regime. There were some unusual suggestions as well. People want the government to make it compulsory to provide Aadhaar, PAN, mobile and bank account numbers at birth itself. They also want the government to contribute some amount to fixed deposits for every child till they turn 18 and provide health insurance for taxpayers. Some also sought a reversal on the recent government decision to distribute free food grains through a public distribution scheme after having ended the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana. There were also those who sought a recall on the old pension scheme. And the government too is keeping its ear close to the ground since it is the last full budget before the next general election. And while the MyGov entries do present an interesting insight into the citizens' budget wish list, Business Standard took to the streets to gauge the mood of people and their expectations from the budget. For housewives, the increasing cost of their children's education is a cause of concern.
डे बाय डे बहुत ज़्यादा एजुकेशन सेक्टर का जो है बढ़ता जा रहा है. एवरी ईयर कुछ ना कुछ स्कूल वाले डेवलपमेंट फीस, एनुअल फीस के नाम पे बढ़ाए जा रहे हैं. Somehow it's a very burden for the parents.
And some students, when asked, spoke about the challenges the teachers face and demanded financial security for them.
My expectations from budget is like a better allocation of funds, education given to new teachers. A lot of our teachers were fired because they were like hired on ad hoc positions to begin with, and like the fees that are given out, the job security that comes with being a teacher isn't lucrative enough for to attract young generations. My expectations for budget is like teachers getting paid for the work they do.
मुझे लगता है कि एजुकेशन सिस्टम हमें सबसे पहले स्ट्रॉन्ग बनाना पड़ेगा. हर एक बच्चे को, हर एक व्यक्ति को हमारे हिंदुस्तान के शिक्षित बनाना पड़ेगा. और साथ ही गवर्नमेंट को इसमें भी सोचना चाहिए. सैनिटरी पैड जो गरीब तबके के लोग हैं, एटलीस्ट उनको तो गवर्नमेंट अपनी तरफ से देना चाहिए. और इस चीज़ की एजुकेशन होना ज़रूरी है.
Besides education, unemployment also weighs heavy on people's mind.
My expectation from government this time is that they are going to do something for the unemployment sector, meaning people who are unemployed. They should be given some more jobs. I see that they have done a lot in terms of infrastructure and roads, continue to do that, and maybe bring in some reforms which will help the common man.
No one, not even the students, have been spared by the rising cost of living.
I want to see the budget reflect on the cost of living crisis which is going on all over the world, especially in India. Living in Delhi for students like us, it's very expensive.
While for some, the ongoing layoffs in tech firms are a cause of worry.
Number one, the MSME sector, which is going down as we have seen, and also the condition our current economy is. Every big firm is currently firing. A budget is not just something which is related to just the money.
The rising inflation has nibbled away at the savings of the common person, and most respondents to MyGov as well as business standards queries therefore wished for rationalization of the tax brackets. However, some also demanded an increased government spending on rural infrastructure, including roads, and on research and developmental activities across sectors. Most importantly, people are aware about the budget's potential for ushering in fundamental policy-level reforms.
ऐसे नहीं कि गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसीज़ नहीं निकालती, गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसीज़ निकालती है और उसका बेनिफिट मिलता है, पर एक अगर हम कहें ना रूट लेवल पे वो जो होता है वो नहीं पहुंच पाता। ये तो हर एक स्टेट के हर एक डिस्ट्रिक्ट में देखने को मिलेगा। तो ये है कि ग्रास रूट लेवल पे गवर्नमेंट काम करे इंडिविजुअली स्टेट की तो ज़्यादा अच्छा रहेगा।
I want to know that when we use our natural resources, it generates some revenue for the government. Okay, I want to know how are they investing upon it for the future generations? Like what percentage of investment that comes as rent from those resources is being saved up.
The government clearly has a tight rope to walk. While on one hand it has to deal with the rising fiscal deficit due to global headwinds, it also has to keep in mind the people's expectations, as this will be the last full budget before the BJP government faces elections.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.